So now we've got the WordPress installed, and the one thing we could have done at the end of the last video, we'll do it right now, is show you what your site looks like live. So if you just go up to the top left corner here, where this of course would be your domain name, if you click on it directly with your left click, it's going to change everything here. I find it easier if you just right click and open in a new tab, and then that way you can kind of see what you're doing as you work. Anyway, this right here is what we've got for a basic website that is a WordPress website. Okay, so now it's time to get to work. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to install some plugins. I always start off, we're going to close that down. I always start off with the plugin installation. So you just got to go to plugins right here. It's going to say add new, and it's going to bring up your plugin page. Now, before we even go here, let's take a look and see what installed plugins WordPress already does. Now, you'll see it automatically defaults to these two plugins. Hello Dolly is just a waste. I just delete that instantly. And then the second one is Akismet. Now, Akismet, believe it or not, is a great little plugin. You just need to activate it. And then you're going to, if you have your own account, you can set this up, or you can manually enter an API code like I've got. So now at this point, I'm going to set this up at another time, but Akismet is basically going to eliminate a lot of spam from your site. Robots are all over the place. They'll just put in comments on your website and do all of this kind of junk. You don't want to deal with that. So Akismet's going to eliminate a lot of that kind of stuff. So we'll save, you can figure this one out on your own, but that one's pretty much the only plugin that's automatically installed. The rest of them we're going to install. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go up here where it says plugins, add new. We're going to click. And the very first plugin that I'm going to install is a security plugin called Sucuri. So I'm just going to search for it right here. We're going to say Sucuri. And here it is right here. We're going to install it. And once it's installed, you want to activate it. Now, after you've activated Sucuri, it's pretty much going to protect your website. The next plugin that we're going to install is going to be for your SEO down the road. Now, again, we're going to just plug in the one that we find works best. You may find other SEO plugins down the road, or you may use different ones, but this is the one that we're going to install in all of our clients' sites. Yoast SEO is a fantastic SEO plugin. I don't think there's one that's better out there. You can see just by all of the active installations right down here, 5 million, great 5-star rating. It is a super plugin to have. We'll get that installed, and then we're going to activate it. All right, now we are going to plug in. Now again, each of these plugins we're going to go in and tweak them, but for the sake of this video, I just want to show you the plugins that we're installing. The next one we're going to plug in is a plugin that we call, well, they call Smush. Now Smush is going to really help compress the images. If there's one thing that people don't like is a slow loading website, so you're going to want to put in Smush. This activates right here, and it's going to compress the files so that your site loads faster. Again, there's some tweaking that we do, but that's the next one. And then here's a good one. We load in Monster Insights. Monster Insights is what's going to hook into your Google Analytics so you can see exactly what's happening on your website. It tracks visitors, it tracks speed of your website. There's a bunch of different things that this plugin does. It's fantastic. You're going to really want to get to know this once you start to get into analyzing your website and how it's performing. Now, the other plugin that we use is for all WordPress sites, you're going to want to be able to back it up. I've mentioned this in another video. We use Updraft, and you're going to see that there's lots of different sites that do backups, but we find that this one is the best for us, and we install this onto our client's website as well. So if you're backing up, it's for your own safety. Of course, if you're working on your own site, something goes wrong, you've got something that you back up with, you could just reinstall it and you're good to go. So if you backed it up, say yesterday, you're not going to, lose a lot of information. The other thing too is that if, say, one day you decide you find a buddy that's got a hosting service and you don't want to use our hosting service, of course, I never want you to leave our service, but it happens, then you can simply transfer your WordPress site over to their hosting service. So it makes things a lot more simple. But make sure that you do back up your website. This is a service that we do provide. It's a premium service because there is a little bit to it, but you can do it on your own just as simple. Okay, is probably my favorite plugin, and this is called Elementor. Great plugin. This is the answer to anybody who has a tough time with building websites. This plugin just is going to be a game changer for you, trust me. Now, the beautiful thing about Elementor is that it's free, but it is limited. And that is one of the things that you're going to get now with your JV Web Partners membership is we're going to install the pro version for you. And so that's something that you're not going to be able to do. If you're doing this on your own, you're going to have to send us a ticket, and we'll go ahead and upgrade it for you, okay? Now, I believe that is everything that we're going to install for now. We're going to actually install the theme for Ocean WP and some of their plugins in another video, and I believe they actually install WP Forms as well as a bonus, and I'm going to show you what we do to get that as a pro version for you. So I think that'll be the end of this video, and I hope you're learning something. If it's making sense, I appreciate you listening. Talk to you soon.